for prime, who would have won, Crawford or Mayweather? Prime for prime.
Crawford.
Really?
Out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather.
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moving weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter.
His basics are solid. His fundamentals are solid. He's strong. He's physical. He's moved up and become, solid at a heavier weight than when he started in his career. He's grown into. He's got great experience.
Some people think Floyd Mayweather is one of the best defensive fighters of all time, but there are rumors in the boxing world that he doesn't want to fight Terence Crawford. Experts were afraid that Mayweather, who is retired and past his best fighting years, would put his reputation and health at risk by fighting Crawford, who is known for his devastating attacks, great timing, and ability to adapt to any opponent. Many people say Mayweather should never take Crawford's test because it is too risky.
I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, now that was a big take. Of course, he's fought both of them.
Yeah, he would know.
Yeah, so that was a big take. But
not
yes,
really.
I
They
think
lost
so.
to both of them. Not for people who watch boxing. No, that's not. No.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that we sent that Terence Crawford some love, because he also talked a lot that night about how people underestimated him and thought, because people didn't really. He doesn't have the biggest star power, that he wasn't going to win the fight, and he definitely took that home. So congratulations to him. Now
The what?
He doesn't have the biggest star power.
Oh, no.
Yeah, people were he was saying that people were underestimating him because of that.
When Floyd Mayweather Jr. quit professional boxing, he had a perfect 50-0 record. A lot of people think Terence Crawford is one of the best defensive boxers ever, and he has never lost. A world winner at more than one weight class who is known for his versatility, ring IQ, power, and ability to switch stances. As long as Crawford is the best in his divisions, comparisons, theories, and rumors about who would beat whom in their prime will keep going strong.
Terence Crawford on Saturday has not only become the pound-for-pound #1 fighter, I honestly believe that he surpasses now Floyd Mayweather as the best fighter of this generation. That's what I believe.
If that was the goal by Floyd, to be undisputed, then he would have chased undisputed. He chased champions until he became the money draw.
Do you know that Floyd never unified any of the divisions he fought in?
Because he never had to. It was a draw. He just didn't have to. He done the hard work in getting there.
Terence Crawford started out his boxing career as a lightweight, and now he's gone up to super middleweight and become the undisputed super middleweight champion, beating a guy like Canelo, who, listen, previously, man, he was wreaking havoc through that division. And Terence Crawford's just gone out there and taken the belt off him with, let's be honest, relative ease.
Legendary three-division champion Shane Sugar Mosley caused a stir when he said that Crawford might have an edge over Floyd Mayweather, at least in some versions of Mayweather. Mosley talked a lot about Crawford's strength, speed, and ability to switch guards. He said that these traits give him unique attacking positions and dangerous options. He said it was possible for Crawford to beat Floyd Mayweather. That being said, Mosley thinks that Mayweather, the younger, more active, good-looking beau, might be a different story and make things harder for Crawford.
Go ahead.
Did you believe or do you agree with the fact that Canelo is saying Crawford is better than Mayweather from an outsider's perspective, having not fought Crawford? Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moving weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can't knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Former world champion Timothy Bradley has said in public that he thinks Crawford could beat Floyd Mayweather at his best. He says that Crawford is smart, can do many things, and has great timing. Bradley knows how good Mayweather at defense and how mobile he is, but he thinks Crawford has enough attack and tactical tools to get through.
Distance, but Terence Crawford is also a master at distance. Terence Crawford has punching power to hurt Floyd Mayweather. We saw that in the Sam Judah fight now.
Yeah, Shane too. Shane hurt him with the right hand.
Shane did hurt him as well.
Yep.
And did he fight Shane? But did Floyd fight Shane in his prime? Do you think he fought him in his prime?
No.
Exactly.
And
Max,
Zab wasn't quite a Shane-level fighter. That's true. Listen, it'd be a great match.
Khan has said that he has a lot of respect for Crawford and thinks that Crawford has a good chance of beating Mayweather Jr. Khan says that Crawford has great timing in the ring because he can break rhythm, make precise changes, and carry out smart game plans. Khan talked about his own fight with Crawford and how Crawford could make opponents mad by making them miss by fractions of a second before punishing them with well-timed combos. He also thinks Crawford is better than many of the big names in welterweight boxing, and even Mayweather, who is known for being a great defender, might not be able to match Crawford's offense, ring smarts, and ability to respond.
Look, when I was in the ring with him, even though towards after the 1-2 rounds, I started getting my rhythm, but I have to say, probably one of the best fighters I've ever faced, honestly. And I've faced the likes of Canelo, and I was at boxing fighters like him. Every fight I've lost previously was when I was up on points, and obviously might have got caught with a good shot and got knocked out or whatever. But with Crawford, his timing was so on point. I mean, like, what a great fight he was, technician. And I'll always, look, I'm not a hater in any way. Look, even though the fight went the way it did, but I just think his timing was amazing, and just everything about the game plan he had for the fight. I mean, he's a brilliant fighter. You cannot take that away from him. And if he was to fight any welterweight, being Manny Pacquiao, being Errol Spence, being even Floyd Mayweather, I think Crawford would beat a lot of them, maybe all of them. Even and the only fight I would say for him would be a good fight technically would be someone like Mayweather. But I really think
Carl Frampton, who used to be a 2-division world champion, thinks that Terence Crawford did more than just win against Canelo. He had a different view of Crawford's friendship with Floyd Mayweather after that. Frampton says that Crawford's performance against Canelo, especially how he controlled the fight, did damage, and set the pace shows that Crawford has hit a level where he can compete with Mayweather when he is at his best. Frampton talks about how technical skills, ring generalship, and ending power are different. People often talk about Crawford's efforts as the ones that stood out when talking about prime Mayweather.
I feel that Crawford is going to nick it. I think if he does nick it, it does kind of have to be a stinker. He has to move and use his feet. I think Canelo's feet aren't what they once were, but certainly he's a stronger man in the fight. I think we're going to see a very close one, possibly even a draw, but if you put a gun to my head, I would say Crawford in a close points decision.
You talk a bit about the fight maybe not catching fire in the way some were expecting. If Terence Crawford is to win the fight, does it have to be that sort of fight? And leading from that, can he hurt Canelo Alvarez?
I don't think so. I mean, look at the shots guys like Golovkin bounced off Canelo's head. It's almost like he's unhurtable. We seen him hurt by Miguel Cotto's brother a number of years ago, but that was it really, and he was a young boy. So I think that I don't expect to see Terence hurting or being able to hurt Canelo, but there's a way he can win the fight, and that is by outboxing.
If Terence Crawford does win, as you're predicting, does he rival Alexander Usyk for that number 1 pound for pound spot?
You have to start. I've never really thought about it, but that's a good question, and he'd certainly be yeah.
Shocker Stevenson has said very clearly that Terence Crawford only needs one more fight to be known as one of the best fighters of all time. This is especially true now that Crawford has beaten Canelo Alvarez. Stevenson talks about Crawford's skills, how he moves, and his fighting IQ. The way Crawford sees it, these traits will make Canelo's offense useless and help him win the fight. Also, he says that being boxing legend Canelo would be more than just another title for Crawford. It would be a turning point in the history of fighting. Stevenson thought that beating Canelo would solidify Crawford's place as one of the all-time greats, and it would be hard for critics to disagree.
If Bud beats Canelo convincingly, right, would you put him above Floyd, an all-time great?
See, I ain't
Give me a solid answer. Come on, Shakur. Don't dance around that, bro.
I can't get into that because at the end of the day, it's like...
But that's just an opinion.
It's opinionated.
Right, I want
regardless,
your
it's
opinion.
opinionated. My opinion on it, I think Bud is the greatest of all time after doing this.
Okay.
But
thank you. That's all I wanted.
Floyd is the greatest of all time in my eyes too. Like
Yeah,
the shit
yeah,
I
I
don't
feel
watch with him is like he's one of my favorite fighters. So,
I know.
Crawford has fought back against many comparisons to Floyd Mayweather, saying that their styles and jobs are not exactly the same. He makes a point of saying that Mayweather fought in a different time, against different opponents, and to different public standards. Crawford's journey has had its own unique shape. Crawford also thinks that he is only focused on what he can control, even though comparisons may make for interesting media discussion. Getting better at what he does, picking the right fights, and staying steady. He thinks it's more important to prove himself in the ring against real top-level opponents than to compare scores or make up fights. He doesn't compare his achievements to Mayweather's. Instead, he sees them on their own.
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. There ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going up that much.
Now,
a lot of boxing experts are very upset about Floyd Mayweather's recent run of exhibition fights, saying they hurt both his reputation and the sport's trustworthiness. Concerns include the fact that Mayweather often fights non-elite fighters, influencers, or YouTubers instead of real contenders in these trials, which takes away from any competitive value. Some people think that these fights are mostly just a way to make money and not real sports events. It's been especially loud from Oscar de la Hoya, who has said that some fights are embarrassing and make fun of boxing. Analysts have questioned whether or not meeting YouTubers is entertaining and say that the show doesn't do much to show skill.
But I won't say it. But other than Leonard Ellerby is a boxing man. He knows deep down that was absolutely horrendous. And the other thing is as well, when you got a guy in the environment that we're living in at the moment, right, after a tough year for a lot of people, to come out at the press conference and just basically laugh at people and say, I just took your money. It was a bank job. It was a heist. It was like I conned you into, I mean, those pay-per-views in America, I think they were like $60. I mean, he basically just took the piss out of the fans. But I don't blame him, he made an absolute fortune. Good luck to him. I'm not having a go at Floyd Mayweather. I'm just a fan who's allowed to give my opinion. Absolutely dreadful. Even Floyd Mayweather was embarrassed at a press conference after. He basically said, I'm not doing that again. The biggest winner was Logan Paul. I mean, he's just gone 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. And actually, at times...
Did you think he got knocked out and held up?
No, I think at times Floyd Mayweather was actually really trying. But anyway, it was what it was. But it all comes back to the pressure is on us. Not us as in me and Matchroom, but it is on boxing. If we don't make good fights, you're going to see more and more of this. Because if Gervonta Davis against Mara Barros is doing 100,000 buys, and Andy Ruiz against Arreola is doing 80,000 buys or 100,000 buys, and you got that doing 1 million, what are the broadcasters going to want? That. We have to save boxing. We, not just me, all of us. And the fighters have got to step up, the managers have got to step up, the trainers have got to step up. We've got to pay the money for these guys to have real fights. And that's what you'll see at Fight Camp.
Eddie Hearn also said that one of Mayweather's exhibition fights was absolutely horrendous and that these kinds of events are bad for boxing's image. Mayweather was criticized by Stephen A. Smith for picking opponents that were not as good as him. Smith said that Mayweather was only thinking about making money and not protecting his boxing image. Smith asked Mayweather in a direct conversation if he valued his money more than his reputation.
My disappointment comes from when you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match, all right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't see just anybody on the basketball court playing against LeBron James. He won't do it. He doesn't have to. It's a waste of his time. You might see footages of Dwayne Wade training his son. You don't see Dwayne Wade playing against just anybody. He's not doing it.
Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson are going to fight in an exhibition fight in the spring of 2026. This news has caused a lot of discussion, and many boxers are questioning the legitimacy and value of these kinds of fights. Mayweather has always stood up for his practice fights, saying that they are a legal way for him to stay in shape and make money on his own time. He says that retirement shouldn't mean giving up everything, but rather having the freedom to choose what to do and when to do it. People who know Mayweather well and people who have never seen him can watch these shows, even though they aren't pre-recorded fights. In addition, he says that making a lot of money from exhibitions is the same as other popular people who keep getting rich and powerful well into old age.
Dubai, pick up a couple dollars. You know, they upset. See, they upset because I'm able to milk the game. I'm smart, kept all my faculties, made a lot of smart investments. So, you know, when great people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, the Waltons, the people that own Walmart, Walgreens, when they're getting money in their 50s, their 60s, their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, it's okay. A young kid like myself from the inner city, from the ghetto, I worked my way to the top. I was able to leave boxing on my own terms and keep all my faculties, kept a lot of my money. So they're upset that I'm able to go out there and continue to make 40 and 50 and 60 million outside the ring. You can't get mad. Yo, listen, this is what God wanted.
These claims by boxing experts that Floyd Mayweather should not fight Terence Crawford are not just empty words. Recent performances by Crawford have changed the talk about who is currently at the top. Some promoters, like Bob Arum, now think Crawford could beat Mayweather at his best. In the end, many experts think that Mayweather meeting Crawford will have more bad effects than good, unless he gets back to his best with lightning-fast reflexes and a strong desire to win. Instead of getting involved in a fight where reputation is at stake, it might be safer to let Crawford tell the story.
What's up, fight fans? Prime for prime. Who wins a fight, Floyd Mayweather Jr. or Bud Crawford? Bob Arum says Bud. Do you agree?
For prime, who would have won, Crawford or Mayweather? Prime for prime.
Crawford.
Really? Why? Just
because Crawford is a unique kind of fighter that other fighters haven't seen. And the ability that he has to switch, you know, fighters aren't used to that. They don't train for that. I just think Crawford is a very, very unique talent.
What do you think about it? If they ever fight, does Crawford have what it takes to beat Mayweather? Is Mayweather still impossible to beat? Write your answer in the space below.